So when it comes to a golf swing, again, there's a lot of activities that will just let you feel what you're supposed to do and how you offset the momentum of the club to maintain balance and create speed. So here's what we're going to do. All of you have seen a hammer throw. So I'm going to take this basket and I've got some balls in it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start swinging it around me. Now as I swing it around me, I have to be constantly pushing away from the basket. So when the basket gets right there, then I have to push away, push away. If any point in time, if all of a sudden I go the same direction the basket's going, it pulls me off balance, which is where most people are in their golf swings because they're using their bodies incorrectly. So you end up moving right into the force of the club, which then changes the arc, slows the club down, and then there's all these compensations you have to make to hit it. So if you just get a basket like this, and make some motions with a little bit of weight in it and start to feel what that feels like. And you feel, how do I create acceleration, okay? It's not gonna be by a lot of unbelievable force. You just use momentum and you use your body to create some more acceleration. So if I take this, and now I'm gonna throw these balls. So here we go. So I'm going around. I get the feel for the momentum of it, how I offset it, and then I'm gonna give it a. So there we have it. So a golf swing is just like a hammer throw relative to how I'm offsetting those forces. That's so easy to do. I've never seen anybody when they do that hammer throw, I've never seen them all of a sudden have their bodies move in the wrong direction. And for sure, I've never seen anybody get right here with the basket and move up into it. Everybody talks about this early extension, how hard it is to stay away from the ball. No, it isn't. You just don't know the concept, you don't know the feel. Nobody that I've had do that ever goes, swings the basket around here and gets right here and goes the same direction the basket's going. Everybody instinctively moves away from it to keep it going. So if you just do that little drill, you start to feel how weight moves in your feet, how the momentum of the club works, and how to make it accelerate. So all of you want to hit the ball far. Well,
I've been competing in long drive since 2016.
This starting static and not having any left to go right thing that came up in the 80s has really hurt a lot of people relative to creating speed.
All right, we're going to cover 3 speed drills, very simple. I'm just going to try to fight for some more. As much as I can. It's about force production. Your nervous system has to light up, sending the signals to the brain.
So the grip's important because it gets this lever system so that the joints work the way they should work to hit a golf ball.
Let's get those things down because there's a lot of speed there with the arms that people just don't use, in my opinion. Where if someone's over the top, and that's where people get so frustrated, what that's going to produce is a shot that starts left and has a ton of spin. As we're hitting up on the driver. 40 or 50 yards.
40, yeah, whatever.
350,
whatever. You're going to hit it farther. Lead hip action. We're going to start with a little short pitch shot because this becomes important relative to how your pelvis moves. One of the biggest problems people have in this game is what they call early extensions, that their hips move closer to the ball. Well, a big part of it is because your lead hip, and it's my left hip, when you come into the ball, what people do is they go back, and as they come to the ball, this hip stops. It quits moving away, and your hips keep turning, so as your hips, if this hip stops, and this becomes the pivot point, then what's my right hip doing? That's moving right up in the way of my swing. So what really needs to happen is as the club comes through the ball, my left leg pushes my left hip out of the way. So it's pushing it deeper or out of the way. It's not about a turn, it just pushes it out of the way. So if you watch what my left hip does, as the club comes into the ball, my left leg then pushes my left hip back and out of the way. Now that timing is what you have to have with every club, because that's what helps the club accelerate through the ball. But if you watch what I'm doing here again, if you watch this hip, as the club's coming into the ball, my left leg pushes my left hip out of the way. Now it's not straight in your leg. So I can straighten my leg and my hip doesn't move. I have to move my left hip out of the way. So you set up, as you come into the ball, your left leg pushes your left hip out of the way. And that's an important part of the golf swing, is to start to feel that motion. Again, most people, even when they hit their little chip shots, this hip, they go back, they come right here, this hip stops and this hip moves out. You watch good players, this hip gets pushed out of the way. That opens this space for my arms to swing around to the left. That's a very important thing, is you're trying to create space on your backswing, but then you have to create space on the follow through. So again, watch my left hip, where it starts, and as I run the club into the ball, where it finishes. You see how it moved back. So my left hip is moving away. It's pushed away. I'm not trying to turn my hips. It's a bad word. Turn is an effect, not a cause. This hip gets pushed out of the way. This hip's connected. So what do? They turn. Your body understands straight line forces more than it does rotation. So you start to look at it in this perspective, your hips will turn, it won't hurt your back, a lot of good things happen. Just a quick review. This hip, wherever it starts, when it comes into the ball, has to be further away from the ball at impact than it started. If it goes here and stops and your hips keep turning, you're just going to keep moving up into the ball. So most people's problem isn't necessarily flexibility or strength, it's the fact that this leg doesn't push that hip out of the way. And that's what instinctively most every good player does. Really good drill, do it with your chipping and pitching. Don't go out and start right off by trying to do it with your driver. Hi, I'm Mike Malaska. Go to malaskagolf.com to take a look at the M system. This is the most important part of the site because it's a process. It goes skill number one, task number one, and it takes you through the golf swing rather than randomly being out there trying to put it together, which virtually hardly anybody figures that one out. So make sure you go to malaskagolf.com, sign up so you can see how to really build your game the right way so you don't ever lose it again.